Joseph Lazukin, Web3 Games. Jeff Hunter, I'm going to invite you right up to the stage. Come on up. And I'm going to hand you this mic so that you can take it away with Joseph. Thanks. Big round of applause for Jeff Hunter for joining us.
All right. Well, Joseph, who is now going to be limping his way onto the stage. So, funny story. Joseph and I met, I guess it was many years ago at a Forbes Under 30 event. And I'm obviously not under 30 anymore. You still are, though, right?
Yep, 29.
Yeah, he's 29. He's got a year. But Joseph is a crazy guy in a way. He's limping around here because he's practicing for a space jump. So personally, myself, I've never skydived or anything like that. He's practicing. He's skydiving a lot. And had a little bit of an accident. Parachute, I guess, failed at about 40 feet above the ground, and he landed on the asphalt and broke a little bit of his leg. And it's in a spot where, they can't really fix it. So here we are. But the show must go on. So here we are. Today's panel is going to be pretty fun and short. Joseph and I have been working in the crypto gaming space for quite some time, and we find that there's a lot of issues in the crypto gaming space. One of it, the biggest one, is tokenomics. Really having the proper burning mechanisms, having reward structures. And Joseph has a game studio who actually is producing 3 different games right now. They're developing 3 games. One of them is pretty much done, and you're having the mint, I think, in like 5 days. 5 days, yeah. Called Dash League. So dashleague.io is his. And why don't you tell everybody why the heck you wanted to go into it in the first place?
So the reason why we wanted to get into gaming, we just saw a really interesting opportunity to be able to solve a really big problem in the actual blockchain space, which was actually focusing on the tokenomics first and being able to introduce really innovative concepts and then paving the way for other game creators to be able to get into the scene by showcasing how you can actually use crypto to be able to fund your game idea.
And for those of you who don't know a whole lot about crypto gaming, it's really taken the world by storm, and especially overseas in developing countries. We have people that have literally quit their jobs to play crypto games. And some of the speakers before us talked about metaverse workers, which is a really interesting concept, which I know Joseph is working on a guild system to where people can actually, like us, who have capital, can invest in and actually purchase these NFTs, these characters in the game. It's kind of a dungeon crawler, kind of like a what would you call it? There's a lot of them, but maybe Diablo is what people think of the most. But it's not exactly like that. But you can find weapons, and tell them about what the game looks like. Like, what can they do in there?
Yeah, so it's like an it's like an old school RPG game. That's kind of like it's kind of mixed between like Diablo and maybe Zelda back in the day, and it has it to where it's all AI generated maps. Everything in the game is completely AI generated, allows for you to be able to have it to where it's infinite gameplay. When you combine that with the metaverse, that also allows for you to open up some really exciting opportunities, like how you were talking about employing tons of people around the world to be able to actually play this game and actually having it to where we can create a really unique economy. And then we also solved a lot of the major problems that actually exist in gaming to where we can actually keep things stable while paying people to play the game.
All right, well, that's a perfect transition into our final little discussion here, because I think this is something that I know you're very interested about. There's some people here in the audience that are very involved in the space. If you have been in crypto long enough, you have lost money, right? Especially if you've invested in crypto games. I think, Axie Infinity, you have a Peg Axie, you have all these games that have had some pretty rough demises because they haven't had any counter-inflationary measures. They haven't had really a reinvestment surge into the game. And then, of course, what they do is they say, oh, you know what? We're giving too much rewards. The value of the token's going down. Then what they do is they just say, oh, we're just going to make the rewards less. And then, of course, more people are like, well, why would I invest into the game? Because I'm getting less rewards. And Joseph came up with a very creative way to implement some solutions. Why don't you tell them a little bit about some of your creative ideas to solve that problem?
So what we ended up doing is that we ended up taking what worked really well with Olympus DAO, Wonderland, and some of the other DAO-based concepts where you end up exchanging a stable coin such as USDC or USDT for the token in the form of debt. By being able to do that, that builds a treasury that actually backs the value of the actual currency as a baseline. And then from there, the actual game has it to where the burn mechanics allow for us to be able to actually decrease the supply of tokens. So the actual backing per token consistently increases. So we've actually created something that's very akin to a perma-bull token. So there's always a decreasing supply with a larger amount of value being added to it daily. So as a result, the price of the actual token will continuously increase versus being diluted, which is pretty much what every game does right now. They constantly give emissions, and as a result, that constantly devalues everybody's holdings, makes it less valuable for players and scholars to be able to play. But we've been able to solve that, and we've actually turned that into a modular kit to allow any gamer who we actually end up building games for to be able to actually use the exact same system.
That's interesting. Guys, thank you so much. Let's give a big round of applause for Joseph Lazukin here. And if you don't know, follow this guy because he has the most amazing, interesting stories online. Even your post about you breaking your leg and just looking at he's been fitted now for a spacesuit. This guy is the most committed person I've ever met. Like, this guy is absolutely going to space, and I have no doubt about it.
Appreciate it. It'll be between July 8th and July 14th, depending on if I get cleared.
All right, we'll make sure you guys get his contact information. If you're more interested, if you want to learn more about Joseph, we'll make sure to have the link. Follow us, Grit Daily. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.